guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna be an interesting video. Alright guys, so today I'm going to be, well not really today, but this week, I'm going to be attempting to read thrillers for a week. So we're going to see how that goes, because if y'all are not new to this channel, you know that I have had some very bad luck with thrillers this past year especially. But we're gonna dip our toes back in since it's October, and we're gonna see how it goes. The first book that I've picked for this is The Silent Woods. This is by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. I heard about this book from Ashlyn Callie. She's one of my favorite booktubers. If you haven't watched her, go over to her channel and watch her. She is amazing. I actually think her husband read this first. He also has a YouTube channel, Ian Goobley, and he made her read it and she loved it. I think she gave it a 4.5 stars, and it was very interesting to me. I saw it in the store, and I saw that it was set in the Appalachian Mountains, and I'm from the Appalachian Mountains, so I was very intrigued first off. And I also looked inside, and it has a little Bible verse at the beginning, and I was like, that's interesting. So we're gonna start out with this one and hope it goes well. Alright, hi guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this, The Silent Woods. I don't have the book on me right at this moment because I'm making lunch for my kids. But I kind of just wanted to like give a rundown of like, I guess the premise and kind of what it's about. So it is about, we follow a main character named Cooper, and he is living in the woods with his daughter. I think she's 8 now, almost 9 or something like that. And he's been living in these woods since she was like a baby at some point. I want to say between like 1 or around 1 or something. So for quite some time, and he's basically been living in these woods because he has some horrible past that like we have to figure out type of thing, and all this stuff. His wife passed and you don't know how, and he did something awful and you don't know what, like all this stuff, right? And he's living at it's a friend's cabin that he's living at, and the friend brings him supplies once a year to like basically last him through the winter or whatnot. So that's kind of like the premise of it. And then basically what happens is the book starts is like the friend doesn't come that year, and so now they kind of have to fend for themselves. So that's kind of the premise. I'm definitely farther than just like being able to tell you the premise. I have a lot of thoughts. It's definitely interesting, but it's not giving me the thriller vibes that I thought it was, and it's making me want to look up to actually see what genre this is under, because it's revealing the mystery ever so slowly through like flashbacks of him just telling it and stuff while some stuff is happening. It's very slow paced. I'm enjoying it. It's just been taking me longer to read because it is slower paced. And yeah, it doesn't feel like a thriller right now, but I'm not sure. There is also a neighbor of theirs, I think he's a neighbor, who's just kind of like there and shows up, and he like knows everything, and he's constantly like quoting Bible verses and like referring to God and everything, but he's really unsettling to our main character Cooper. Like he doesn't like him, and it's just kind of strange, and I'm wondering how it all ties in together. So we will see how it goes, but I'm hoping to finish it today. So yeah, y'all, I just finished The Silent Woods, and unfortunately I didn't get any video of myself because I bawled at the end of this. This was emotional. I looked it up, and it does say like mystery thriller, and I think it fits better under mystery. I don't really see the thriller aspect of this at all. I think it's kind of like, I think it fits mystery, you know, because there is a mystery behind everything. But at the same time, he's kind of just telling you the story, and it ends up revealing all of the mystery because of certain events. It's not like it all unravels in the same way that mystery novels do to me. So I don't know, but I don't think of this as much of a thriller. But oh well, it's in this video. But I liked it. It wrapped up very well, and it made me cry. And I think I'm gonna give this about a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. And it was pretty short. It just took me a little bit to get through. So that is our first book done. All right, guys, the next book I'm going to start is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. We will see how this goes. Okay, guys, so I have been trying to read this book. I'm at 136, page 136 out of, I don't even know, 360, 350, about. I don't know what it is with me and thrillers. I just feel like they're bad. I feel like they suck. I feel like thrillers, honestly, like nowadays thrillers, they suck. They're bad. They're awful. Everything about a thriller has to do with somebody cheating, or having sex with, or yada, yada, yada. And this so far, like even just like the writing style and the way the story's set up and like slow, I'm sitting here thinking this could probably be 100 pages shorter. And I'm also wanting to skim everything to only get the important parts because it's not that interesting. Also, there has been little like sexual things in here that I have not liked, like describing body parts and stuff like that, and I've been like, heck to the no. That was only happened, I think, twice, and then I just got to a part, and it was more than that, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. If this is just gonna keep happening with more, and I see where this is going, I'm not doing it. So, I'm DNFing this book. Feels nice to say that. I'm DNFing this book, so if you love this book, I'm sorry about it, but I kind of think it's bad, so. I did look back to the end to kind of like see what happened, and I was like, okay, one part, like the big main part of it, I was like, yep, I guessed that. Another part, I guessed it, just not the person. And then I was like, oh, okay, some weird, like, I don't know. You guys might not want to watch this part if you don't want spoilers on this book, but I mean, it's basically just like a rich family, like, corruption thing.
Some of them were like during my rebellious time, but then there was other.
Okay, so I meant to update you guys last night when I was like at 130 pages, but I didn't. I'm going to try to share some of my thoughts that I had then and not share too much else yet, but this has definitely been going faster. I've been reading it a lot better than The Paris Apartment. I just find it more interesting. The writing style is easier. It's not like just seem like senseless stuff. It seems more interesting, a little bit more fast paced, although it did kind of get a little bit there where I was like, is anything else going to happen? Then it kind of sped up really quick. So there is that. I'm gonna say that I was kind of really disappointed because I was like, there's subtle hints of this stuff happening, and I don't want that to happen because I feel like that happens in every thriller book. But, and I think, you know, if you guys watch my channel, you know, it's cheating in some sense the way always happens in thriller books. So of course it had to happen here. I will say, and I'm not gonna say a lot, it did switch the direction. I kind of like thought it might go this way, and I was like, that would make it a little bit better because then it wouldn't be as average. And it did switch directions. It's still what I thought. It was still kind of predictable, but there are some things as we're getting close to the end here that I'm like, I might not know all of this, so I hope it surprises me. We'll see. The middle there though, I was kind of like, should I continue reading this, because I don't like reading that kind of like drama filled stuff, but I've pushed through and I'm almost done at this point, so I'll give you an update when I'm finished. All right guys, I finished The Housemaid, and that turned out semi how I thought it was going to. The little end epilogue was not what I expected, and that gave like a whole different twist, and I understand now why there's multiple books, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a Dexter situation, okay. Oh shoot, I guess I might have just spoiled it for those who know about Dexter, but anyway. This was interesting. I don't know if I will pick up any of the other books just because, I don't know, it is very Criminal Minds-esque, but it's just so much more filled with like drama and like adultery, and it does kind of like, it doesn't have any explicit like on-page sexual details, but there is like some, I can't even think of like how they put it, just like, you know, they're going to have it, or the little bit of a lead up, and it's just the way, let me put the book right, the way it's done. I have found that there are a few times that I've not been bothered whatsoever, just because it's been done more like classy and gracefully, and within a marriage too. And I haven't minded like the kind of like little bit of lead up or saying that it happened type of thing in those instances, because it hasn't been as like vile and nasty about it, I guess. Like this way is just, I don't know, you can tell it's not a loving, you know, marital couple, and it's the way that it's written and put, and I don't like that. And there was just so much drama. I will say this is probably better. I don't know, I'm probably just gonna give it a 3, maybe a 3.5 at most, because I mean, I still guessed everything that happened in this book. I don't know, is it me? I don't know. I don't want to call myself smart, but like, I'm always figuring out the thriller books. Like nothing surprises me in these, I feel like. So I don't know. I don't know if the writers are just like everything's just overly done and predictable nowadays. Maybe it's because I've watched so many crime shows that thriller books are just like that, but not as entertaining to me. I don't know. I think part of my reason too is I like seeing from like a detective and like from their perspective to where they're actually trying to find it. Like there's good versus evil. It's not just seeing, I think like in these types of books, it's so much just seeing in the evil, the act and everything. And I don't like that as much because it's just evil. Like there's not that good trying to come in and catch the evil and fix it and help the people. So maybe that's like where I differ, even though it like gives those vibes, why I still don't love it. But yeah, so probably 3, maybe a 3.5 at most. I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like I should give it something just because I did fly through it pretty well, but there were also a lot of things I didn't like. And I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know, it was predictable, but it wasn't like so like awfully bad, major plot holes or anything like that. I did guess everything. I didn't guess everything from the very beginning, although I guessed everything that pretty much came about halfway and a little bit more than halfway through from the very beginning. And then once I got to closer to halfway, I pretty much guessed the end, except for that epilogue part. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know though, but this has been interesting and fun, and I'll probably do a little recap at the end here to go over quick overview of my I just bought myself glasses. Quick overview of my thoughts. Oh my gosh. All right guys, so we are done. I have finished most of the books for this video. We started out with These Silent Woods, and it's interesting, this was definitely my favorite of the bunch, but this was not a thriller. Like, it's categorized as a thriller, I double checked, but it is not a thriller to me at all. Like, there's no like thrilling whatever aspects to it. It's a mystery, which I like mystery, so I guess that makes sense why I liked it the most, but it's not a thriller. I would not say it's a thriller, but I enjoyed it, and I think I gave this one a 4 stars. Then next we had The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. She is apparently a really popular thriller author, and I have no idea why, because this was boring and dumb to me. I DNF'd this one. I didn't want to continue on with it. It had some slight sexual stuff that was coming in, and I just didn't like the whole idea of sleeping around, and I looked to the end, and that was pretty much it. I was right on the big detail, and I didn't care about all the little family drama stuff going on, so yeah, I DNF'd this one, and I will be unhauling it. Yeah. And then last but not least, I read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, which is another really big author. I will say this one, I wasn't at least bored throughout, and I did actually finish it. It was a very quick read for me. Yeah, I already talked a little bit about this, so I'm not going to dive too much into it, but I just don't think thrillers are for me, guys. I don't know, which is so weird. I think the only thrillers I like are sci-fi thrillers. Now that I've like started to get to know my taste a little bit better, I've noticed my highest rated thrillers, the ones I really love, have always been sci-fi thrillers, or they're like mystery, more on the mystery side than the thriller side. I just think thrillers in general, they're dumb. I can tell you what these two are about. They're about family drama, some drama, crazy, you know, suburban housewife, whatever thing, and then there's adultery, there's cheating, oh my gosh, and there's some inappropriate sexual content nobody wants to hear about, and then everything that happens is totally predictable, and I guess it every single time. Seriously, I've read this so much. I'm like, but yeah, not for me, apparently. Thrillers are not for me. And I thought this was just like psychological thrillers, but like, I don't know. I didn't think these were both psychological thrillers. And yeah, I definitely like, I don't know. This one was definitely, you know, I got through it. I think I'm giving it a 3 stars. This one was a DNF, but this was a 4 stars, but it was more of a mystery than a thriller. So I feel like this video just solidified that I do not like thrillers, but I did this for you guys. I read thrillers for a week because it's October, and I knew I had a couple of popular ones, and I wanted to check them out and let you guys know about the content and stuff for anybody who likes thrillers. If you like thrillers, please tell me why. Are these the type of thrillers you're reading? Am I just picking up all bad thrillers, or are the only good ones sci-fi thrillers? Let me know in the comments what you think. Have a fight with me about it. That's totally cool. I'm ready to brawl about this. But in all seriousness, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!